Everyone. Um, More folks are joining, and we're so glad that you're here at our Graduate Theological Union Clinical Pastoral Education Day 2024. We'd ask that you just mute yourself for the presentation. We're going to have a lot of different CPE programs, 15 different CPE programs presenting about their programs. My name is Reverend Marissa Daney. I have my feet in both worlds. I'm a chaplain here at the Shaw Chaplaincy Institute at SFTS, which is a member of the GTU, and I'm also an ACPE certified educator teaching in our CPE program. So really glad to be with you, and I'm co-hosting today with Kamal. Would you introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kamal Abu Shamsi. I'm a graduate of the GTU and currently the director of the Interreligious Chaplaincy Program at the GTU in Berkeley.
So to start us off, CPE we know is a very special kind of little world that you don't necessarily know about until you need to know about it or find out about it. And so we're going to do a very brief introduction to what CPE is. So first of all, CPE is experiential education and it's also transformative. It's adult education and spiritual care education for spiritual teachers, leaders, practitioners, students, and laypersons of diverse spiritual, religious backgrounds and belief systems and orienting systems. And so what all of that means is that this is hands-on, in-person and remote spiritual care experience in an educational context where you get to reflect on what you're doing and on the skills that you're trying to grow and build within yourself. So what do you do in CPE? Well, of course, if you look at this image here and you start at the left corner, there's the actual practice. So you're providing spiritual care in what we in CPE call the clinical context. That could be in a hospital context, in a medical context, but we also have what are called community-based CPE programs. And so that could be in a different context of your choice. And what you're doing is you're reflecting on your actions. So you do something in providing care, and then you bring it back to your CPE educational context and you reflect, how did that go? What worked? What didn't work? And then you say, maybe I'll try something different next time. So that's what we call the clinical method of learning, action, reflection, new action learning. You receive individual supervision by a certified ACPE educator. You receive group learning, it's community learning with other CPE students, and that involves receiving support, experiencing and offering clarification for others, as well as receiving and giving critique to your peers. You will be asked to reflect on your personal history, your cultural history, the social systems that influence you and that you are within, to reflect on how that might be impacting you as you provide spiritual care. You'll be creating learning goals to guide your learning and receiving didactic seminars. You'll be doing verbatims. These are all things that once you're in the world of CPE becomes so familiar. And you're reflecting on your theoretical foundation of theological or spiritual or values-based belief systems, the behavioral sciences, as well as social sciences. And then you're writing self-evaluations and your educator writes an evaluation of you at the end of the unit. So that's a very quick overview of what's done in CPE. Here's another visual of what happens with this transformative action reflection learning and of your theoretical foundation that you would be learning from and drawing from in your reflection. A big part of CPE is growing in your self-awareness, growing in your awareness of who you are walking into a room or walking into an encounter, to know why you're providing the care you're providing, where that's coming from. And so these are different aspects of the way that you'd reflect on who you are and grow in your self-awareness. So 1 unit of CPE requires 400 hours of work. Those hours are broken up into 300, approximately, or usually about 300 hours of clinical time and about 100 hours of education time. So if you were to be looking into doing a full-time unit, that would be at least 40 hours per week for 10 weeks or 11 weeks. We use the term extended unit for units of CPE that are more like part-time, and it could be 20 weeks, but it's going to be more than 11 weeks if it's an extended unit of CPE. And then there are full-time CPE residencies in which you're committing to 4 units of CPE in 12 months, sometimes in about 52 weeks. So those are some different types of CPE that you can pursue. There's in-person CPE. Some programs offer hybrid CPE, so in-person clinical care and then online learning. And then some programs offer all remote or virtual CPE, where both the clinical work and the learning is done remotely. How do you apply for CPE? Well, the nice thing is that ACPE has one standard application that you just tailor just a bit for each different program that you're interested in. So you'd find that at this website that's linked here. It's the ACPE website. And you would completely fill out everything as is instructed. And a lot of programs will let you know if you haven't done it completely and that they're not going to be able to review your application until you have. So make sure to really follow those instructions. If you know anyone who's done CPE, you might get a little bit of guidance about how to fill out those applications. Most CPE centers require at least one interview as part of the admission process. And just know that this is not a job interview, right? This is a learning program that's about your self-awareness. And so it's more important in CPE interviews to be transparent and authentic than it is to try to show the most polished and achievement-oriented version of yourself. So it's a little bit of a different context and culture for interviewing. How do you find a program? ACPE has a great directory for centers and programs. If you're looking for hospital-based, you'll find a lot of hospital-based programs on the website. If you're looking for programs that offer clinical sites that are not in the hospital, you want to look for what's called community-based CPE. And all of these slides are going to be made available to you after the presentation, so don't feel like you need to be taking screenshots or writing this down. We'll get it to you. Kamal, do you want to say a little bit about the GTU? Oh, but you're muted.
Can you stop sharing for a second, please, so I can
Sure.
share my... Right, so we just want to give you a brief introduction to the GTU, which is the Graduate Theological Union, established in 1962. So we have 62 years of existence. And on the right of the screen, you see one of the first Doctor of Theology, and which are the schools that sign up for that at that time. It's primarily Baptist and mainline Christians. In 1962 as well is a very important event happened, which is the Second Vatican Convention that sets the stage for a different outlook and relationships with the different faith communities. And at that time, we have one of the missions or the introduction of the GTU as an ecumenical community of interdependence, where a free exchange of ideas can take place in an atmosphere of openness, sensitivity, and mutual respect. This is primarily has been the case for the GTU for the past 50 and more years since the statement was adopted. Most importantly, I would like to share with you who are the member schools and what are the affiliates and academic centers, what are the differences between them. At the GTU, we are made of 8 different schools, including the mothership, the Graduate Theological Union. All of them come from different backgrounds, offer different programs run by different boards. They have different deans. Then the deans come together in a council of deans that bring all the deans together, the council of presidents, and that's how the GTU is organized. Once a student is admitted to any of the member schools, can take classes in all of the schools, and there'll be cross registration. Also, the GTU has a number of affiliates, and those are, again, independent affiliates that they bring their own students, they present their own classes, and their classes are available for all the students. The faculty in the affiliates, the academic centers, and the member schools, some of them serve on the core doctoral council, and they'll be supervising the dissertations for students from different schools as well. The GTU has a number of academic centers here by the year of their establishment, and they offer a master's degree as well as a PhD degree. The president of the Graduate Theological Union is Uriah Kim. He mentioned not too long ago, at the GTU, we find solutions for the soul. We collaborate and operate. We stand together, work together, learn together, and so we can thrive together. And I can add to that is also we worship together at the GTU as well. During COVID, the Interreligious Chaplaincy Program was established, and it's the latest addition to the GTU as a program. Started with 7 students in September of 2020. Today, we have over 50 students, plus those who are graduated, 24 credit certificate. For details, log on to the website of the gtu.edu. And back to you, Marissa.
Great, thank you. So let's see. Let me try it again. It's kind of freezing up. Okay, how's that?
Perfect.
Great. So we have 15 different CPE centers that are presenting today, which is more than we did last year. So each center is going to have 2 minutes to present, except UCSF and UCLA are presenting from multiple programs. So they're going to have 3 minutes for those 2 sites. So we're really grateful to you CPE programs for joining with us to make sure that our Graduate Theological Union students know about what's out there and available. At the end of the presentations, we're going to go into breakout rooms, and those are going to kind of operate like office hours. Each program is going to have a representative or educator in that breakout room just available to answer any questions. And so students, you'll be able to move between the breakout rooms to get to talk with each educator that you're interested in the program and see what questions you can have answered about that program. So more about that later, but let's go into the presentations. CPE programs, give a look at this and make note. It did change in the last 24 hours, so just make note of where you are in the presentation lineup so that when I get to your slides, you're ready to go. And then once we are in your slides, please make sure to let me know when to move to the next slide because I'll be clicking through on your behalf. Okay. And so I'm going to continue talking and tell you about the program that I teach at, the Shaw Chaplaincy Institute CPE program at San Francisco Theological Seminary. So this is a community-based program. In other words, you come to our program with an idea or already a clinical placement set up. Clinical being the term for a place where you would be providing spiritual care and providing service. So that might be somewhere where you already work, or it might be a context that you want to experience. We have had students in doing street chaplaincy, doing elder care chaplaincy, um, doing different nonprofit-based chaplaincy. So we've had folks in all sorts of different contexts, hospice, etc. We offer standard and extended summer, fall, and spring units. So we are a single unit program. Students can take more than one unit with us. Students have taken all 4 of the units that they wanted for board certification with us, but we do offer units unit by unit. So the group changes unit by unit. And we just offer them in the summer, fall, and spring. There's no application fee, but our registration fee for 1 unit of CPE is $824, which is what it is for any class in this institution. And these are our educators, myself, my colleague, Reverend Paul Gaffney, who is also the manager of the Shaw Chaplaincy Institute, and our director, Reverend Dr. Lori Garrett-Cabina. We offer in-person CPE as well as remote CPE. I'm currently offering an online unit and will be offering another online unit in the spring. There will also be an in-person unit offered in the spring. The in-person unit is 1 day of in-person education a week, and the rest would be clinical. So come to my breakout room if you want to learn more about any of those. Here's our website. And if you want more information outside of this time, then you can contact my colleague, Paul Gaffney. We have a lot of unique features of our program. It's community-based. There's a lot of context for spiritual care. It's also in a university academic setting, connected to a comprehensive theological library, and connected to the Graduate Theological Union. And there's some pictures of our vibrant community here at SFTS. So hope you're interested and will join the breakout room. Next up is St. Francis and St. Mary's Hospitals. Eun-Young?
Hello, everyone. My name is Reverend Dr. Eun-Young Statway. I do have a PsyD degree, and my passion is on mental health and severely mentally ill and substance users and whatnot. And this is why I'm working here in St. Francis Memorial Hospital. Used to be. We recently went through the merger with the UCSF system, and since August 1, so we're in quite a hectic hospital-wide. So we do a lot of staff care and addressing. Could we go to the next slide? Which made me prepare only 2 slides. And as I speak, we have a lot of changes happening, and you will meet Reverend Susan Conrad later on for UCSF system, and we are eventually merging into, but for now we are keeping separate identity. But the benefit of the merging with the really great system is we will have some benefit for students with raised stipend and really great support from the leadership like Susan. Our hospital is community hospital. It's located right by the Tenderloin, St. Francis Hospital is, and the other one is right by the Panhandle and where Golden Gate Park starts toward the east. That's the St. Mary's Hospital. We have an MOU established so residents can go to both hospitals. And unique site features include the Gender Institute that offers whole body surgery for gender patients, and burn unit, one around this reason, and behavioral unit, an adult in St. Francis and an adolescent in St. Mary's. So if you have a deep passion for ministry unhoused, which is like about 34% of our ED patients are unhoused, severely mentally ill, a lot of crisis. So therefore, behaviors that makes staff really uneasy. At times we have to call code gray or the attacking to staff. So a lot of staff care is very, very important. Working as a team mindset is important. So if you feel called to this kind of setting, please come and talk to me. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And Sarah with CPMC?
Yes, hello everyone. I am with Sutter California Pacific Medical Center in San Francisco, and this picture shows the location of our 4 campuses where the students work. Each campus specializes in a different area, and so there's a lot of opportunities to specialize. Next slide, please. These are the basics for our program, which is a 12-month residency. We do first and second year students, and they are full-time, so they earn $25 an hour at the 40 hours a week with all the benefits. And then we also have additional pay for on-call shifts, which tend to be weekly, but students can pick up more, as they want to. They just have to live within an hour to respond. And we also have an apartment in the city that's not too far from the Van Ness site, so that they can use that if they want to stay overnight for their on-call shifts. We have the shuttles that move between the campuses and also back and forth from the Civic Center BART station. And so that kind of helps with some commuter subsidy, and then free parking weekends. And yeah, that's it. And we're also trying to launch a extended unit program in a future year. So we're looking for any interest in that to get that going. Next slide. These are the areas of clinical work in each of the campuses. So it just lists out for you different things. I don't know why the font is all weird. So there's transplant. You can see all of Van Ness, which is our largest hospital site, really covers everything and specializes primarily in transplant and cardiac care, but it also has these other areas. We have a healing harpist on our team, which is really great because she gets to do joint visits with our chaplain students, and they learn a lot from her techniques and pairing up with her. Pacific Heights is outpatient only, and so we have other opportunities there for students to work in particular in oncology, women's health, surgeries, this sort of thing. Next slide is Davies and Mission Bernal campuses, which are smaller community-sized hospitals, and they also specialize in these areas. So Davies is the microsurgeries, the gender affirming medical care, neurological memory care, rehab, those sorts of things. And then Mission Bernal, which is in the Mission Districts, focuses specifically in geriatrics, palliative, neuroscience. That's going to be opening in a year. I think the next slide is just a picture of our team. These are our staff chaplains and per diem chaplains that assist and pair up and mentor the chaplain students each year. Some have been here 5 years or longer. I've been here, this is my second year working as the certified educator, and the man in front in the blue sweater is the manager, Roberto, who also started when I did, but he was a staff chaplain before that, so he has really well established in our center. Last slide is if you have any questions, please contact me to find out more. We have 5 openings. I don't know if I said that. We have 5 positions for our residency cohort, and we accept applications rolling admissions, so there's no fee or tuition for our sites. Last slide. Oh, one more slide, sorry. That's at the time. The last slide is just our websites for more information. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Sarah. John Muir?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for taking the time to learn about all these amazing CPE programs. My name is Mariah Callison. I'm the certified educator for the John Muir residency program. We are an independent health system. We're serving the East Bay. We have clinical placements at the Concord Medical Center and also the Walnut Creek Medical Center. We have a behavioral health unit where we do one-on-one visits, but also lead spirituality groups. Some of the clinical opportunities are neonatal trauma, lots of cardiac care. We do a lot of cardiac care and also neurotrauma. Next slide. So we do offer, at this point, we're offering just the full year residency program, and it runs from September to August. We're looking for 6 students. Our application fees and tuition are waived. Residents are brought on as John Muir employees, so receiving full benefits, including medical, vision, dental, and also mental health support at no cost. The salary at this point is above 50,000, but is expected to actually increase significantly relatively soon. There are 24 days paid pay time off, and then also time off in exchange for being on call. So this is where the information is for how to get in touch with me. That's my direct phone number, and then also my email. Go ahead, next slide. This is our current group of residents. They're amazing. We just started in September and just having a wonderful year. Next slide. And this is our spiritual care team. All of them are together today getting CPI training, crisis prevention training. So a wonderful group of staff chaplains. So lots of mentoring available. And next slide. And then staff care is so important. We are very well integrated into the hospital system here. And these are just some pictures of some of the staff events that we have gotten to put together and lead for our staff over the last couple of years in response to world events, or just because we love them. So if you would like to have more information, I hope you'll join me in I think I'm in room 4, and also with the slides, there's my email there. So please get in touch. Thanks.
Thanks, Mariah. Sacred Heart Medical Center.
Well, thank you. I'm Walter Bulk. I'm the certified educator at Sacred Heart Medical Center in Springfield, Oregon. And my passion for CPE comes, I'm a Dutch U.S. citizen who grew up in Germany and entered into CPE not knowing what I was getting into. And it was really very, very helpful for me, both in terms of learning specific interpersonal skills, but also learning about myself as an adult, a young adult at the time, and also what it means to be a religious leader, both in hospital, institutional settings, and a religious community. Next slide, please. So Sacred Heart Medical Center is located in the Eugene Springfield area, and Springfield is really that's the place where The Simpsons got its inspiration from. So we're different from a large rural area, a large metropolitan area. So we have this connection between a very liberal college town and conservative rural surroundings. And that's really a lot of the people that we support. What I'm really passionate about is that we are a low barrier program. Our program is really there for people who want to do individual units. Our hospital is a level 2 trauma center. Although we're a Catholic hospital, our spiritual care department explicitly understands itself as interfaith, and we have chaplains from different spiritual and faith backgrounds. We also have a clinical bioethicist and music thanatologist on staff, and if you're with us as a chaplain intern, you'll get to interact with them. One thing that I've been here for 2 years, and one of the things I very much appreciate about the model that we have here, the spiritual care department is really, they're invested in your success, and our board certified staff chaplains, understand themselves as clinical partners from you. So your questions for them helps them learn, and their questions and observations and their support of you helps you as you navigate often new clinical settings. Next slide, please. Our program is in-person CPE, so all educational and clinical components are in person at Sacred Heart Medical Center, unless otherwise noted. For people who have done one unit with us, we do have some options of working on a behavioral health unit or on a substance addiction treatment center. We have two types of CPE. We have a standard 11-week full-time unit. Our summer unit starts on June 2nd and runs through August 16. And then we have two 20-week extended units beginning in September and January. Out of time?
You're out. Please wrap up. Over 3 minutes already.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Walter. Okay, Kaiser Walnut Creek. Is Jürgen here?
I haven't seen him.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll come back to Kaiser later. Sylvia with Buen Vivir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sylvia Tisnado Smith. I am the director and the founder for Buen Vivir CPE, Clinical Pastoral Education. We are an online community-based CPE program. We can go to the next slide. Our programs are, we have students from all levels, 1A, 1B, 2A, and 2B. So you'll be in groups with people who have lots of experience and have a variety of trainings. We can go to the next level. So our students, we offer, it is online interfaith, and our focus is, this is for non-traditional students, for them to be able to provide and practice among underserved populations. And when we say non-traditional students, these are students who, due to geographical, linguistic, or educational limitations, they might not be able to participate. And so students do their clinical hours in a variety of places. We can go to the next level. We offer units in Spanish and also in English. We are 100% online. Our programs are 12 weeks or 18 weeks. We have flexible schedules. That means some of our classes are, most of right now in the evenings. Our students work mostly full-time or volunteering or in the different locations. We have diverse places for the clinical settings. And we work with people that will support you, which are your preceptors through your learning. We are growing. We became fully accredited by ACPE in 2023. We're very excited about that. We can go to the next slide. So when I say a variety of settings, you know, Marisa, you did a great explanation of the students can bring their settings where they want to be. When I was doing finishing my certification, I realized that CPE could actually happen in places other than a physical building. And so, and in a variety of settings. So it can be healthcare, community, specialized care, hospitals, hospices, rehabilitation centers, medical centers, immigration centers, faith community, temples, congregations, nonprofit organizations, schools, correctional facilities, you name it. The possibilities are endless. Where there's people in need and in your heart to serve, it is possible to create a clinical setting.
Please,
Next slide. Okay. yeah, those are our educators. These are our fees. And then this is how you can get in touch with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Mhm.
Stanford?
Good afternoon. I'm Eric Nefsted. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm a ACBE educator representing Stanford Healthcare. I'll show the slides with lots of words first, and then we'll have pictures at the end. So Stanford, as you know, is a very large academic medical center based in Palo Alto. We offer 4 different programs. So we have a full-time residency program with 6 chaplain residents. We have a fellowship, which is an advanced practice program for like palliative care, bone marrow transplant, psych, and other things. That requires you completed a year of CPE already. There's certified educator CPE, and we do offer an extended unit internship as well, which is part-time, and we usually have about 4 students in that. Next slide. We right now have 3 certified educators who work with the program. Jen Dillinger is the manager for the program. Alice Kabotahe is the director, and then I supervise as well. So that's that. Next slide, please. Here's information about our application fee and so on. Our stipend, students are employees, and so a resident stipend ends up being roughly $57,000 to $58,000 a year. The fellowship, the advanced practice, ends up being about $67,000 to $68,000 a year. Next slide, please. We are primarily in person. There's some remote learning, but it's only on occasion. You are expected to do your coverage here in the hospital down in Palo Alto. There's information about how you can contact us. Next slide. Just quickly, it's a big academic hospital, so it covers a full range of specializations. And we can talk about the details about that. Next slide, please. And some pretty pictures. We have a fountain outside the front of the hospital, which is often a lovely place to go sit. Next slide, please. Here is the leadership team: Alice Kapotahe, Jen Dillinger, Meech Garcia Miranda, me, and Raksha Patel. We cover a full range of religious traditions as well. Next slide, please. This is our team of staff chaplains who cover both inpatient and outpatient centers here at the hospital. Next slide, please. And these are our relief chaplains who cover their staff chaplains, and they cover a full range of services. Both our staff chaplains and these relief chaplains provide mentoring and preceptoring in a range of contexts. So it's a very rich learning environment. So thank you all. And if you have questions, I look forward to touching base in person.
Thanks, Eric. Kido?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. My name is Kido An. I'm certified educator at Sequoia Hospital. At this moment, we are on pause in our residency program. My hope is bring back either residency or internship program next academic year, next fall. So that's why I just laid out my contact information. You can call me or send me an email. The kido.an@commonspirit.org. So send me an email if you are interested in our program. I will get back to you around January. I'm pretty sure that around January I will have clear answer which program I'm going to offer, either residency or internship program. Next slide. So for Sequoia Hospital, we are the community-based hospital, nonprofit. We offer the Heart and Vascular Institute cardio services, and birthing center is one of our major unit, and also joint replacement happening a lot. And then we have this unique training, empowerment center training, and human trafficking education and tools. That's what our unique program feature. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Keto. Sutter Roseville.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Reverend Dr. Dennis Nichols. I am a certified educator candidate at Sutter Roseville Medical Center, located probably 15 miles or so east and headed towards the Sierras from Sacramento. So we're proud to be in a great community of support, and I think you would feel it here as well. Next slide. So our hospital offers 3 extended CPE programs. We offer an 18-hour program that runs August to July. And during that program, you would receive 2 units of CPE during that year. We have a 12-hour program, which you would get 1 unit of credit. It runs October to June. And we have 11-hour week online evening program running October to June. And that online program is Wednesday evenings from 6 to 9. Next slide. We are a level 2 trauma center. We're an ever expanding hospital. We have 382 beds, but within the next 7 years, we'll add another 150. So we have big goals and big plans at the hospital, and it's an exciting, vibrant place to be. We have 3 ICU units, 3 trauma neuro intensive care units, and cardiovascular ICU that's coming. We are a teaching hospital. We have over 100 medical students that you'll run into and be encouraged by as you interact with them. We have a cancer center. And our program, our CPE program, is flexible because most of our students are working some full-time, but most have other jobs and need to find a way to do their CPE at the same time. So we're always happy to work with people in that regard. Next slide. Here's our staff. This is our director, Gerald Jones. Some of you know him. Sharon is one of my colleagues as a certified educator candidate, and I've been at the hospital for almost 15 years now, working as a critical care staff chaplain. Next slide. We have a pretty robust staff at our hospital. All of these people are working to man what we call, and very proud of, 24/7 hospital in present chaplains around the clock. So anyone there can call on our chaplains, and we're happy to come and sit with them at 2 in the morning or at at lunchtime. But we offer a lot of care, and our philosophy is we should give 50% of our time to patients and 50% of time to the staff. Staff are a really important, integral part of what we do as chaplains. Next slide. About our program, we have in-house students. If you're doing your clinical work with us, there's no application fee, there's no tuition, and we also pay you as a employee of the hospital. It's around minimum wage. I think it's slightly higher, but we do pay you. If you're not doing your clinical time at our hospital, we do have a $1,200 per unit charge for those that might be doing. Predominantly, it's our online program. I teach that program. We have a student up in Oregon, and we have a student now in Florida. So thank you. Please join me in the breakout room. I'd love to meet with you. My name is Dennis Nichols. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Dennis. UC Davis. Is Chris here? Okay, we'll see if we can come back to UC Davis later. UCLA? Keith? Okay, we'll move forward. UCSF.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be with you today. My name is Susan Conrad. I am Director of Spiritual Care at UCSF Health and also one of our certified educators at UCSF Medical Center. And as Eunyoung mentioned before, we're really excited to join forces with St. Mary's and St. Francis, and we will be collaborating a lot with them in the years to come. But I'm here today to talk about our residency program at Mission Bay and Parnassus campuses. And you'll see here in this first slide on the left, our beautiful sunny Mission Bay campus, which is 289 beds, mostly pediatrics, but also some women's health and adult oncology. In the middle photo, you'll see folks in solidarity, sort of exemplifying our passion for health equity at UCSF, and also our passion for public health. UCSF is the University of California, San Francisco, so we have many University of California siblings. We are the only campus that's actually devoted only to the health sciences, which is a wonderful thing. And on the right, you'll see our campus in the fog. That is our what we call the mothership at Parnassus campus, which is in the beautiful Inner Sunset neighborhood. And we have over 500 beds at that site. So I'll just say briefly that I've been at UCSF altogether about 14 years, over 14 years, first as a certified educator candidate, and then came back to serve again as a certified educator and director of the department because I'm so passionate about this wonderful place. So we can go to the next slide. Great. So here on this slide, you can see my other wonderful colleagues. We have a wonderful group of 4 educators at Mission Bay and Parnassus. We have 2 openings, and we are very collaborative and also bring diverse styles and orientations, spiritual orientations and cultural identities. So we can move on. Great. So you can see here that we have 15 residency positions. We are offering only residency at this time. 5 openings at Mission Bay, which again is focused on pediatrics, women's health, and oncology. And then at Parnassus Heights, which is a full range of all kinds of needs, intensive care in many specialties, neurology, and also a very active emergency department. Although we're not a level 1 trauma center, we are very busy and offer very robust experience in an academic, pretty high-paced, but supportive academic medical center. And you can see there our 54-week, for 54 weeks, it is $6,912 total for the pay. And you can see our other benefits are listed. In addition, our UCSF, you can see UCSF providers for your healthcare. We don't charge, or there's no cost, I should say, to the resident for health insurance. We can go to the next slide. I think my time is almost up.
Please wrap up.
Okay, thanks so much. So here's some unique features of the program, which we talked about. I just want to mention that we have 8 full-time staff chaplains who represent a variety of faith traditions and identities, who are there to support you, and they're really dedicated to your learning as well. We can go to the next slide. Thank you so much. So unfortunately, I won't be able to be in the breakout session, but please email us or call us for more information. We look forward to meeting you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Susan. Legacy Health.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gavin Dluhash, and I am one of the 3 educators at Legacy Health in Portland, Oregon. Can we go to the next slide, please? So we are we're actually the longest continuously running ACPE program on the West Coast. We're quite proud of the history here and the connection with the administrative support that we've had over the years. We are a level 1 trauma center with a quaternary care. We have an acute children's hospital, which includes a pediatric ICU, a neonatal ICU, as well as a children's emergency department. We have the Oregon Burn Center, which is the only burn center between Seattle and Sacramento. So we get a lot of people from all over. We also have a freestanding behavioral health hospital that is created in partnership with a couple other health systems here in the Portland area. And we are a teaching hospital. So it's a really rich, robust environment, a lot of learning going on, a lot of care. We are situated pretty much in downtown, close to downtown Portland. So we like to say we care for the sickest of the sick and the poorest of the poor in the Portland area. Next slide, please. These are just some of our specialties. Obviously, trauma is a big one. We have our ECMO program, our burn center, acute and trauma pediatric. As I mentioned, a dedicated children's emergency. We also have a inpatient behavioral health and emergency behavioral health for work with acute neonates and women and children at Randall Children's Hospital as well. Next slide, please. So we offer level 1, level 2, and certified educator CPE. We have a year-long residency, which and we also have 3 single unit internships. We have the one summer intensive, which is a 12-week program, and then we have 2 extended units. One starts, it says winter, it starts in January and goes until May, and then we have one that's called the fall, but actually starts mid-August and goes through to the middle of December. And those are extended units, so there's less education days per week and more time to complete your clinical hours. And those 2 also have what's called a community-based clinical placement option. So as others have shared, that you can do a portion of your required clinical hours at your placement site, in addition to doing the clinical work here at Legacy Emmanuel. You see there are fees, $50 application fee, single unit tuition is $1,000. Unfortunately, we can't pay our interns, but there is a resident stipend with the salary of $44,096. Half of the tuition covered by Legacy, and additional medical, dental, and vacation benefits beginning on day 1. So a total stipend value of $59,673. Next slide, please. And then this is our contact info. So these are our 3 educators. I am ELCA Lutheran. Jovan Grossi is a humanist, and Jill Rowland, who's also the director of our department, is ELCA Lutheran as well. And our hospital has historic ties with the ELCA, but it's not a religious hospital. It just has a connection there. So there's our contact information, and would love to meet you all in the breakout room and answer any questions you might have about CPE. Thank you.
Thanks, Gavin. Pacific Health Ministry, Hawaii.
Thank you, Marissa. Hi, everybody. My name is Thomas Hong. I am the Certified Educator Candidate at Pacific Health Ministry, and we're the only CPE center out in Hawaii. So I always think it takes some courage to enter CPE, but if you're feeling extra courageous and adventurous, please come to our program. We offer summer unit, residency, and extended, and our application fee is $50, unit fee is $700. And we also offer a stipend for the residency package, and then we have multi-site for clinicals. So we have specialties in palliative care, behavioral health, gerontology, and trauma. Next slide, please. So as you can see, we serve a diversity of patients. Most of the patients and staff that you'll be serving are local. So they'll be native to Hawaii, they'll be Filipino-American from the Philippines, from Guam, very much an islander population. And of course, that means that we'll be learning a lot about the history of the islands, about the overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom, and other things as well. Next slide, please. So our Pacific Health Ministry team is comprised of 18 chaplains across 12 different institutions. We usually have about 7 spots available for the residency and maybe like 4 spots for the summer. But please visit our website. It's right there. And then final slide, please. I'm going to just invite you to look at this in more detail later on, but I'm going to sum it up by saying that the spirit of aloha in Hawaii, ha means breath, and alo means the presence of God. So aloha literally means the breath of God. And that's kind of what we want to incorporate into all of our spiritual care. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting some of you in the breakout room. Thank you.
Thank you.